At least I feel very excited for tonight, but I think we should go to bed. I actually brought you some hot cocoa when I came in. I'm not quite sure if you saw. I made it, but don't fret, don't worry. I made it from Abuelita hot chocolate, so it's not powdery, don't worry. It comes quite literally from a block of chocolate, so it's gonna taste real good, creamy, and it'll just be so rich and flavorful, not like those powdery packets you get from the store. This is good. I also have a coaster, just so that, you know, it won't spill everywhere and ruin the furniture. I'm gonna set this down over here for you. Take a sip whenever you feel like it. I also brought you a nice warm little blanket. It's so soft. I just love this time of year. It can get cold. I'll be the first one to say that. But as long as you layer up and stay warm, it's all fun. And hope to have a heater. Thank God we have a heater. Here, let me put this on you. Okay, you should be good to go. But if you're cold, let me know. I could go turn on the heater. Oh, and I almost forgot. I also brought you some chocolates. Shh, don't say anything. But I know it's not good to have sweets at night, but one sweet won't hurt. I brought you these little peppermint Ghirardelli bark squares. I'm personally a big fan. I don't know if you like peppermint like that or not, but I think they're good. It says, celebrate with peppermint bark chocolates, rich chocolate layers, and festive peppermint. It's rich chocolate. It's rich chocolate, just like the one I made you over there. Here, let me take one out for you. I'm gonna put the bag over here with the chocolate, but they're so cute. They're like perfect little chocolate bite-sized. I love them. I'm also gonna slip this for you right here. No pressure. You don't have to take it, especially if you brush your teeth. I know some people don't like eating after they brush their teeth because they say it's a hassle to brush them again. So don't worry if you don't want them. But yeah, I'm just here to make sure you have a nice, good night and feel well rested for tomorrow morning. I love this time of year. I've spent the day actually wrapping some gifts for everyone. I actually have some leftover, what would you call this, ribbon, twine, I don't even know. It's kind of weird though because it has this like wiring that's like bendable, but it's really cool. I use this for some of the gifts. Dursleys were so mean and hideous that summer that all Harry Potter wanted to do, well, maybe I shouldn't have taken this profession up because I'm having a hard time reading this. Let me try to insinuate my words a bit better. The Dursleys were so mean and hideous that summer that all Harry Potter wanted was to get back to the Hogwarts School for Witchcraft and Wizardry. But just as he was packing his bags, Harry receives a warning from a strange, impish creature named Dobby, who says that if Harry Potter returns to Hogwarts, disaster will strike. And strike it does, for in Harry's second year at Hogwarts, fresh torments and horrors arise, including an outrageously stuck-up new professor, Gilderoy Lockhart, a spirit named Morning. You see, sometimes my words and the sentences do not connect. Let's continue. A spirit named Moaning Myrtle, who wants the girls' bathroom and the unwanted attentions of Ron Weasley's younger sister, Ginny. But each of these seem minor annoyances when the real trouble begins and someone or something starts turning Hogwarts students to stone. Could it be Draco Malfoy, a more poisonous rival than ever? Could it possibly be Hagrid, whose mysterious past is finally told? Or could it be the one everyone at Hogwarts more suspects? Harry Potter himself. Wow, well, you're in for a treat. I can barely read the description, so we'll see how good I'm reading the book. Okay, chapter 1, The Worst Birthday. Get started. Chapter 1, The Worst Birthday. Not for the first time, an argument had broken out over breakfast at number 4, Privet Drive. Mr. Vernon Dursley had been woken in the early hours of the morning by a loud hooting noise from his nephew's, Harry's room. Third time this week, he roared across the table. "If you can't control that owl, it'll have to go." Harry tried yet again to explain. "She's bored," he said. "She's used to flying around outside. If I could just let her out at night." "Do I look stupid?" snarled Uncle Vernon, a bit of fried egg dangling from his bushy mustache. "I know what'll happen if that owl's let out." He exchanged dark looks with his wife's Petunia. Harry tried to argue back, but his words were drowned by a long, loud belch from the Dursley son. "Dudley!" And as far as they were concerned, having a wizard in the family was a matter of deepest shame. Uncle Vernon had even padlocked Harry's owl, Hedwig, inside her cage to stop her from carrying messages to anyone in the wizarding world. Harry looked nothing like the rest of his family. Uncle Vernon was large and necklaced with an enormous black mustache. Aunt Petunia was horse-faced and bony. Whoa, I have not read these books in so long, I didn't realize he called her horse-faced. That's something. Dudley was blonde, pink, and porky. Harry, on the other hand, was small and skinny, with brilliant green eyes and jet black hair that was always untidy. He wore round glasses, and on his forehead was a thin, lightning-shaped scar. "I can see you're falling in and out of sleep. Don't age of 1-year-old, Harry had somehow survived a curse from the greatest dark sorcerer of all time, Lord Voldemort. You're not supposed to say his name. Whose name most witches and wizards still feared to speak. Harry's parents had died in Voldemort's attack, but Harry had escaped with his lightning scar, and somehow nobody understood why. Voldemort's powers had been destroyed the instant he had failed to kill Harry. So Harry had been brought up by his dead mother's sister and her husband. He had spent 10 years with the Dursleys, never understanding why he kept making odd things happen without meaning to. Believing the Dursley story that he had caught his car in the car crash that had killed his parents. And then exactly a year ago, Hogwarts had written to Harry, and the whole story had come out. Harry had taken up his place at Wizard School, where he and his car were famous. But now the school year was over, and he was back with the Dursleys for the summer, back to being treated like a dog that had rolled in something smelly. The Dursleys hadn't even remembered that today happened to be Harry's 12th birthday. Of course, his hopes hadn't been high. They'd never given him a real present, let alone a cake. But to ignore it completely, at that moment, Uncle Vernon cleared his throat importantly and said, "Now, as we all know, today is a very important day." And said, Harry looked up, hardly daring to believe it. "This could well be the day I make the biggest deal of my career," said Uncle Vernon. Harry went back to his toast. Of course, he thought bitterly. Uncle Vernon was talking about this stupid dinner party. He'd been talking of nothing else for 2 weeks. Some rich builder and his wife were coming to dinner, and Uncle Vernon was hoping to get a huge order from him. Uncle Vernon's company made trails. "I think we should run through the schedule one more time," said Uncle Vernon. "We should all be in position at 8 o'clock. Petunia, you will be in the lounge," said Aunt Petunia promptly, waiting to welcome them graciously to our home. Good. And Dudley, I will be waiting to open the door." Dudley put on a foul, simpering smile. "May I take your coats, Mr. and Mrs. Mason?" "They'll love 'em," cried Aunt Petunia rapturously. Excellent, Dudley, said Uncle Vernon. Then he rounded on Harry. "And you?" "I'll be in my bedroom making no noise and pretending I'm not there," said Harry tactlessly. "Exactly," said Uncle Vernon nastily. "I will lead them in the lounge, introduce you, Petunia, and pour them drinks at 8:15. I'll announce dinner," said Aunt Petunia. "And Dudley, you'll say, 'May I take you through to the dining room, Miss Mason?'" said Dudley, offering his fat arm to an invisible woman. "My perfect little gentleman," sniffled Aunt Petunia. "And you," said Uncle Vernon viciously to Harry. "I'll be in my room making no noise and pretending I'm not there," said Harry dully. "Precisely. Now we should aim to get in a few good compliments at dinner, Petunia. Any ideas?" "Vernon tells me you're a wonderful golfer, Mr. Mason. Do tell me where you bought your dress, Miss Mason." "Perfect. Dudley, how about, we had to write an essay about our hero at school, Mr. Mason, and I wrote it about you." This was too much for both Aunt Petunia and Harry. Aunt Petunia burst into tears and hugged her son, while Harry ducked under the table so they wouldn't see him laughing. "And you, boy?" Harry fought to keep his face straight as he emerged. "I'll be in my room, making no noise and pretending I'm not there," he said. "Do right you will," said Uncle Vernon forcefully. "The Masons don't know anything about you, and it's going to stay that way." What's going to happen next? I think we'll leave the book off there for now. Do tell if you want me to read more later on, though. and I'm free. Everyone's free to do whatever they want, but just make sure that if you want some hot chocolate or if you get hungry, to let me know. I'd be more than happy to make you something. But I'm very excited for tomorrow, like I've stated so many times. I just hope you have a good night's rest and don't stay up too late, because then you'll end up sleeping through the day. But I hope that was somewhat of a pleasure or somewhat of a help to calm you down, at least to give you a good night's rest. But let me pluck away all of the little zoomies you might have and call it a night. Make sure this blanket has got you all tucked in. I'm going to make you nice and tight under these blankets. Of course, if you get hot